Hello everybody, GL1 here. Welcome to my online toy museum, and as promised in the last video, something really exciting. This is the Mighty Morphin DINO Megazord Ascension Project, Zord Ascension Project, and I hope that for the DINO Megazord, this is the equivalent of the Hammond Collection T-Rex to all the other T-Rexes, meaning that Hammond Collection T-Rex is just awesome in every way. Its articulation, its eyes, its mouth, everything, the feel of it, the weight, and hopefully, finally, a DINO Megazord. This is the one that is equivalent in scale to that. If you watch my other videos, starting with episode 76, where I do a pretty comprehensive video on the DINO Megazord, they really don't have hardly any articulation. So this one is supposed to change all that. I also covered, the DINO Megazord showed up episode 186, 297, and 312. But 76 is definitely the one that really goes through it in detail. So as you can see here, posing on the box, they show that he's got lateral motion in the shoulders and hips, and he's got knees that bend, so it's not so blocky. And it comes with little figures that maybe they go inside it. Now, if you look here on the box, it shows you that there's little figures that are inside the Zords, and I don't know if that's just a duplicate or if these actually go in there. So we're going to find out. I think that's what it is, though. I think they're a duplicate. They don't look the same. So, all right, first of all, I will tell you, the box is heavy. I'd say it's probably 3 pounds. So that definitely puts this on a whole nother level as far as Megazords. All right, so let's open this fella up. And hopefully he'll get along with Ultraman that we just saw. Now this is not a Bandai. This is made by Hasbro. Okay. Oh, yeah, and okay, so here's some of the box art on the side, too. So, turning into the Zords and then into the Megazord. And then what we'll do is I'll bring out one of the older Zords and we'll compare, which is what we do all the time on Toy Talk and stuff. It's not enough just to see the new toy, I think. You have to compare it, see where they came from and how much better things got. So I'm trying to get this thing to open here. Oh, maybe we got it. Well, this is definitely not cooperating that easily. Hang on. All right, here we go. All right. Well, this is fancy. So we have like coins and jewels, emblems of the Zords themselves. The pterosaur, the mammoth, which is not a dinosaur. Triceratops, saber-tooth, which is not a dinosaur. It's a prehistoric mammal, tens of millions of years later. And then the T-Rex, which is something I went into in the episode 76 as well. All right, so here we go. And everything all wrapped carefully. It's like the pearl of great price. All right, so here we go, the DINO Megazord. All right, well, clearly this is on a whole nother level. I mean, take a look at the articulation in the feet and the knees. You can get this at Big Bad Toy Store. It's on sale. Go get it. It's really awesome so far. All right, and then that snaps in, and then, all right. We can see, though, right away, much better. All right, so it's not a T-Rex. It's either an Allosaur or a Giganotosaurus. because it has 3 fingers. So that would not be a T-Rex. I don't know if they knew that when they made this, if that's what they were intending. But, alright. There's something down here in the sleeve. Let's see what this is here. Ah, the sword. Well, we gotta see what that's like. Well, take a look at that. Yeah, that's a knife. That's a nice letter opener, if you want. Alright, nice, heavy for, you know, plastic. Good chrome. Hopefully lasts a long time. Sometimes it depends on how thick the layer of chrome is and how long it lasts. Alright. Da-da-da-da. Here's our other Zords. See if there's anything on the back now. Okay. And I believe this is the Terracon. Alright, there we go. The pink Power Ranger Zord. Okay. And then, alright, so what are we noticing right here? Now you see it has a layer of clear plastic over the silver, which is already something a step above. And that hasn't been on any of the other Megazords. Alright, so there we go, that. And then, of course, it needs feet. Let's see if the feet are in here. And it has laser feet. Okay. Alright, well, wait, there's other things in there. The little people. Don't want to lose those. Ah, okay, so this is just a multiple accessory packet. Here's a hand. All right, like a get ready for this hand. And then here's our pink Power Ranger. A yellow Power Ranger. These, of course, would be the first Power Rangers, so that would be Trini, that we covered recently. Alright, and here's the other hand. And then we have our red Power Ranger. And blue. And the Black Ranger. Alright. So let's see. Alright, so let's see how these fit on. The laser feet. Alright, so there it's going to be flying and blasting away. Flying and blasting. Alright. And let's see, is this going to be... Oh, this feels heavy. I bet this is the Mammoth. It really does feel heavy. I tell you, this is a very high quality plastic. Well, there goes that. All right. There we go. That. Okay, cardboard piece there. And you could just, I could just feel the quality is better, you know, and the weight. So it's a good weighty plastic. All right, and this should be the Triceratops. Okay. Go like that. And then there's his laser tail. Because it can go back like that or shoot like that. And then you can see there's the socket where it goes in. And then that's going to, you know, in foot mode. Right? Okay. And then Zord mode. And I don't think there's anything underneath now. Okay. And then the saber-tooth prehistoric mammal. Also heavy. All right. And then we can pull these feet out. Okay, so the wheels don't actually roll. That would be, I guess that would be asking too much. Maybe that would be like a $500 version or something. Another laser tail. All right, that comes up and then you can put that out. Oh, the teeth are, oh, there's the big teeth. Okay. Wait, oh, they don't, do they spin around? Yeah, they spin around. There we go. Okay. All right, there. All right, saber-tooth teeth. And then you get a little bit of articulation in the body like that. All right. All right, so the front paws don't move. So it's not as much articulation as, say, Voltron. But, all right. And then let these fold back up in here. Because we're going to get ready to be in foot mode. I guess it'd be like this. Snap up there. Right. Nice to be secure foot. Let's see. Maybe like that. All right. Well, let's get this thing together into the Megazord. And of course, it's going to start with our core, which is the dinosaur, the bipedal dinosaur, whatever kind it is here. Let's see if it's obvious how it goes together. All right, well, that comes right off. And that snaps up. Let's see. The head's in here. Might have to take a look at the instructions on this. Let's see. Okay, so just like the original Dinozord, that just folds in under there. There's your head. Chest pops up, and these flare out. Now you have a head there that articulates and moves and looks around, which that we've never had before. Okay, and then I think these flip up there. And still haven't figured out where I think how the legs, yeah, there's the pegs. See, the pegs are in here. And then trying to remember from the other ones how it works. Let's see, somehow this has got to, yeah, flip around. This has to be exposed downward so the other pieces flip in. Okay, so I was right about that. So, all right, so this has to flip backward, and then it has its own track inside here. It's just hard to move. It doesn't move really easily. So it feels like you might break it. So I had to be careful and be sure about that. All right. And then this usually, there's a place where this pegged in. Oh, you know what? It's because the mammoth snaps on here and then this tail snaps onto that. So let's do that part next. So far, it is a lot like the other one, or just like it. So the head just you see these tabs, it just pulls right off there. And then this is going to flip out. Yeah, there's your handle for your shield, but also a weapon that shoots, I don't know, water maybe? For super cold water maybe. All right, Freon. Okay, and then if I remember correctly, this should just come out. Yeah, that flips around. And then, let's see. So then this flips around, and then you have your fist. Okay, so then you have your arm. Sorry, I didn't really show that well. All right, so you have the leg in here, and then that flips out, and then you have your hand, and that closes back over it. So you do the same thing on this side. Whoops. And that seems like it's meant to do that. Yeah. It's not broken or anything. Okay. Just push that back in there. I see where it's supposed to go. Popped open again. Check that out. Something I'm missing here. So that goes like that. You can see that it holds inside there, and then this should fit around it. A little trouble there. Let me check this out. Okay, well, the fact of the matter is you just have to keep manipulating that so that it does have a little space sticking out here, but that way it's kind of pegged into both. But it seems like something that is just kind of going to fall off easily. But all right, so you flip these shoulders up, and again, you see it's a clear plastic here, not just a sticker or just a solid plastic, but you know, inlaid clear plastic. So that's really neat. And then you have articulation in the arms, the shoulders, bicep joint, and then, you know, you can turn the forearm and even move it in and out. And then you can even move this up and down like an elbow and turn the hands. So far, far more of an upgrade in that way. All right, and then this is going to go on the back of our DINOzord. So we'll move that tail out of the way. And then these peg points here snap into here like that. All right, so already it's coming along, and then this goes back up in here. Yep, and then see there's that peg point, and then that connects into there. Whoops. Let's see. I believe it does. It always did. Let's see. Oh, something seems a little amiss there. All right, well, I will investigate that. All right, let's just get this back together here. All right. Then, all right, let's get these legs on. So that's going to peg in here. Let's see, I think it's yep. This leg is the yellow sword. And that just snaps in. Okay. Move the camera back here. All right, and then we'll put the Triceratops. Okay. All right, so very solid figure. All right, and then we have our pterodactyl, and it folds in like that. Okay, there. Oh, forgot to put the head in. Okay. Doesn't matter which way you put those in. Okay, there. So, all right, we can see that's quite a step up. And then we have these that peg into here. But let's find out about this tail, because actually, why does it even come off? Does it become another weapon? Let's check. I'm going to check out the instructions. All right, so here's the instructions. Ah, okay, right. So there's the little figures. And let's see if there's anything that we missed. So the tail comes off when he's in this mode, because he can become this Zord, which is not one that I really ever used. But yeah, otherwise the tail always just flips up out of the way. So, all right, let's continue that. All right, so here is our awesome DINO Megazord. And as you can see, you have lateral hip articulation, you have knees, you have, you know, because the heads move here, you even have a bit of ankle articulation. Look, you can turn the head side to side to give it some stability. When you're putting the leg wider, you can turn, let's see, yeah, you can turn also the saber-tooth head slightly to also give it that stability. And there you can really position the weapons, you know, as it should be, and he can look around. Fantastic. And the body twists, and now that explains why the tail comes apart, because you can't have the tail together, and otherwise it would prevent it from being able to turn. So yeah, that's the solution for that. And then these peg into the feet of the mammoth, just like they always do. So really, it does everything the same way. It's just a little stiffer because it has to be able to position itself in angles and not fall over. So, you know, that takes a little bit of getting used to. But just an awesome figure. And as you can see, he dwarfs over 1954 Godzilla and 1966 Ultraman. But I think what we really want to see, well, there's a couple of things we want to see. Okay, first of all, not to leave out, yeah, so the little versions of our Power Rangers to scale with him, okay, which actually, you know, these are similar probably to scale with the Ultraman. So, you know, if Ultraman's about 150 feet tall, and these guys are like, let's say, 6 feet tall, that's probably not bad. In fact, let's see if we can do some mathematics here. All right, and let's line these guys up. So that would be 6 feet. Right, so right there. So that's 30 feet. Okay, so actually it would not be the scale, right? So that's about half the height. So this would only be a 60-foot Ultraman. So actually it needs to be significantly taller. So it's really not the scale. Ultraman would be much closer in height to our DINO MEGAZORD. Okay, so now we know that. All right. But where are the other little openings where the Power Rangers are? So we have the Power Ranger. This opens here. The front horn opens on the Triceratops. And inside there, we can see, can we see? Get the light on that. We can see the guy is in there. Yeah, it's hard, not that easy to see. But the guy's in there. Okay, and then that closes down. And then the Yellow Ranger is in here. So she's in there. And then the Black Ranger is inside here. This was a little bit different. You have to push it from the back and get your fingernail underneath and open it. And let's see where the other ones are. I don't know. Okay, so our Pink Ranger is inside here. So there's fingernail tab. Open that up. And then our Red Ranger is in the head of the dinosaur, I believe. Yeah, so we gotta open this chest here. And then flip this up, and there it is in the nose. Oh, you see, and it's got the rockets in the mouth, or lasers again, maybe. Let's see how that opens. There, all right. And our Red Ranger is right in there. Now you can actually just kind of like have it like that, like he needs some more weapons. That closes up. Okay. And then it looks pretty cool like that too. Actually, it's like those kaiju in Pacific Rim, where they have the little baby arms in there. Or even Alien. It's like that. All right. So this is this version, right, of the Zord. All right, in giant robot mode. All right, so before we convert him to his other mode, let's go get let's go get a Voltron and compare his size, and we will get the other Dinozord. Okay, so here's your standard issue Dinozord over here. Move this light a little bit. Okay. All right. Well, there it's standard. Okay, so you can see right away, smaller. And, you know, the sword clearly is not chrome, doesn't have nearly the detail. So, and you don't have the inlaid clear plastic, you know, like on the front here and on the shoulders. You just have stickers. All you have is articulation like that. And here's your mammoth head, which doesn't turn, but operates much the same way. And just kind of pegs into his hand. Not as well, though. It falls out, as we saw. All right, but it goes together the same way, you know. You can see, all right, again, the detail differences. Here's the laser here, and here's the laser. Our new laser. Get that out there. All right, so, oh, and look, it even swivels. So, and he can fire it. Yeah, so, oh, an inlaid plastic there on the knees. Really cool. So maybe you can just have it down like that. So just much more detail, but similar, right? So we can see the similarity between this laser here, superpower laser. Flip that out here. It keeps fighting me. Okay. Oh, and it even has like a hole in the front. And then this one, it's not going to have that kind of detail. Yeah, so All right, so it flips out, but doesn't have a hole there. But, you know, you can see it's got a sticker and that has inlaid clear plastic. Really, really neat. You do have the fangs that move as well. So, you know, hey, this was 15 bucks like 20 years ago. You can see what I was saying about the tail. See, it's all one solid piece and it pegs in up here, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't have any movement, lateral movement. And you can see how the feet, again, everything is the same. So it's really neat. They just took the same design and just upgraded everything, which is something they could have done, you know, years ago. It's not like the technology wasn't there, because if you've seen my episodes on 2003 Hulks and those toys, how incredibly detailed and articulate they are. Better than things you get today, really anything. Moving fingers and things and everything. But all right, so you do have a little bit of articulation there, but you see how the feet, and they fold back much the same way. And same attractive dino head. And then you have your, look at how much more significant the laser feet are for the pterodactyl than these. Okay, a lot simpler like that. But still pretty cool. All right, and you can see it's bigger, right? So obviously it's just taller. Now, there was another Dinobot that I got years ago that was really well articulated, but small. And this was covered in one of those episodes I had listed too. All right, so you see it has articulated knees and hips, and this moves. Now it doesn't come apart or change into anything, but you have the elbows and you have, you know, shoulder movement. You don't have lateral shoulder movement, but you do have a swivel here, and you can turn the head. In fact, the head can look up and down, you know, so you really got a lot. The sword even comes out of his hand. So, yeah, you don't have the peg and, you know, weapons there or anything, but really, really cool little model of our Dino Zord. Okay, well, of course, now what we want to do is we want to compare size comparison here to Voltron, being that they're so similar in concept. You have 5 lions with Voltron and similar colors too, and then you have, you know, 5 different prehistoric creatures. And this is the new Voltron. I'm not gonna get the regular Voltron, the initial one. The initial one actually is about the same size as this Dinobot. A little bit thicker, but the same height. All right, so this is the new Voltron. So much bigger. But, you know, he's fighting out in space and stuff, and, you know, he's got maybe more powerful enemies. So they're going to be friends, of course, because they're fighting for good. So you see similar color feet, and, of course, Voltron has the lions for each hand, and, you know, the green and the red lion, but you still have, you know, like Power Rangers, you know, you have black, green, red, yellow, and blue. And this one, you have really the same colors except for green. You don't have green, you have pink, right? So, all right, so there's that comparison. And lastly, we're going to convert this into that other Zord form. So, hang on. Actually, before we do that, let's change the hands. Let's see how easily that works. So, all right, so it looks like it's just a plug-in port here. So you just kind of wiggle that off. Actually, the hand has some, not just turns, but it actually moves laterally as well a little bit. All right, so that just pulls right off. It's just kind of a circle. And that's not going on very easily. So, you know what? I would soak this in warm water or hot water. I'm not going to force it. Yeah. So, but all right. But that's how it's going to go. I don't want to force it right now. All right. So we're going to convert him to the other mode. Okay. So now we have him in beast mode, right? So it's all beastie, and I guess he might go in this mode when he needs more blasting power, but also is just tired of walking. I mean, maybe just wants to roll around, kind of like rollerblades and, maybe a scooter, electric scooter, or something like that. So, all right, so what you could do is you can position, right, you have the heads of the feet out like that, and you can make them spiky. So, you really don't want to, if you're not getting along with Megazords, I guess that's one more thing you have to worry about is getting hit in the foot with a spike. You got lasers here. You got your blaster, your mammoth blaster, and your dino mouth, which opens up and has lasers in there, right? And then you have your pterodactyl, which maybe that shoots lasers too. There isn't not a place for the sword, and of course we have our little game piece like little people there, Power Rangers. All right, so some things to know about this. This is not that easy to get on. What you have to do is this flips down, and you can see this pegs. You see this? Okay, so this is the handle when it's going into the Megazord's hand, and then it has this little peg here, which pegs into this odd-shaped piece here, and you have to get some good pressure on there to get that there. It snaps in. So that's one thing. It's a little difficult. And the hands flip around, and then you get the bottom of the feet again for the mammoth, see, and just like the less expensive versions, and then the guns peg in that way. All right. So, and those pieces that came off, I had some trouble with these. So it's made to come off easily because when you're flipping this around, it's easy to knock the piece of plastic out of place. And you do have to turn the hands a certain way because they'll only go in one way, one out of 4 different orientations in order to fit up inside there. And then last is the pterodactyl, which it has these little pegs here, which work, sort of adequately. You see those little flanges that stick out there, and then you see you have those little inputs there. And then you could flip the tail down if you wanted, and then just have it kind of riding the ground like that. Or you can flip it up, and then, but you can put the pterodactyl. And of course, the pterodactyl can act like a drone, right? So it can take off and survey ahead what's going on. And you see, so you got to get that. And it doesn't go in immediately, nor does it stay in that well there. Okay, so and then it falls out again. So I don't know, maybe there's something I'm missing here, and that's possible that I'll discover that there's, maybe it just needed, I don't know. Well, there's a lot of pressure right there. Okay, so all right, so it's, it stays in. It's got a friction, to stay in there, and that's what it looks like in that mode. And I can see why I never put it in that mode. But the other one does that too. The $15 one does that as well. I forgot it did that because I never play with it that way. All right, and then the very last thing is some art on the inside of the box. So here you go. So here we have Dinobot fighting one of the baddies, which that show will be coming up too relatively soon because I have that action figure among some of the other bad guys for the Power Rangers. And I have some new Power Rangers also to show you. This is a good time of the year because there's so much that's clearance as well, and a lot of things I just haven't shown you before. So, all right, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And again, you can go to Big Bad Toy Store and you can check this thing out. They've got a really, probably the best price on this right now. And, just like the Hammond Collection T-Rex, this is like that. And probably the last Dinobot ever worth buying because it's just that awesome. All right, thank you and take care. Talk to you soon.